Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So a quick update on the Locator Labs, guys. One very good, amazing feature that I have added in the Locator Labs. So if you have not installed Locator Labs yet, you can just simply download it from the go to locator-labs.com and simply click on extension. And this feature is right now available in the Chrome extension. We have amazing rating, 1035-star rating. Simple click on add to Chrome, absolutely safe to use it. And now that's it. After that, Locator Labs is available in your browser. Simple, go to your web application. Let's say I really want to fill this registration form. So here now we can add the positive data as well as negative test data also. With one click, I can do it. Simple, right click on it, go to inspect. And then after that, you simply click on the Locator Labs here. So Locator Labs will be visible under the element section and click on this Locator Labs here. I'll do one thing. I'll just simply zoom out here. And then this is the icon that they have created. This is for the positive data. This is for the negative data. Tooltip also saying that fill with the positive data, fill with the negative data. Okay, so I'll show you how to fill it. Before that, I'll do one thing. I just open one a notepad file so that I can show you what kind of data it is actually generating here. And then you can directly use this data in your, in your test case as a test data, or while logging the bug also, you can directly use it here. So you don't need to manually fill this entire form here. So let's say I really want to fill this form with the positive data, click on it and you see that, okay, the data got filled here. And here you can just simply check that, okay, the data is available here in the tooltip. It's saying, okay, this is what the data got selected here. Now I really want to use this data. No need to copy, okay, from here. Just simply click on this copy in one shot and then simply come back here. So this is your positive data that we have entered here. First name, last name, email, telephone, password, and the checkbox is agree or not. Now you can click on cross. Now you can click on this negative icon also to fill the negative data. Like, for example, I'm entering here. So you see that is giving me that, okay, yes, we are entering the negative data here. See that first name is dot, last name is dot, email ID is having some space, some long telephone number, wrong password also that we are entering, something like this. Now you can just keep clicking on it. Every time you see that, okay, it's automatically doing the null and all those things. It's entering the null value also, dot value also. In email, we are not writing anything, only one letter we are writing it. So keep changing it. You can do a lot of boundary value analysis and everything. You see that, okay, again, the email format is wrong. Again, double dot is coming in the email, right? You see that, okay, the telephone number is only 4 digit. And then the email dot C is only there. Dot com is not coming here. So a long email ID is coming here. So every time you can just simple copy and then you can just simple raise it here. So this is your negative data here. In the password, you see that, okay, we have not entered, or maybe some blank space we have entered over here in the password field. So it is going to check each and everything here like that. You can just keep adding more and more data. You can just keep experimenting it and keep clicking on continue. That is it really, my application is really accepting this particular data or not. So what will happen when the negative data, I'm writing it here. So this will improve your testing activities very fast. It will improve your productivity, and then you can just simply use this negative data and then keep adding it here. Whenever you want to raise a bug, you can just apply this negative data to the developer that, boss, this is what I'm entering. And that's why application is getting failed because of that. But what we have done, you go to this particular settings here, and then you slightly scroll down. For the negative test data point of view, you can increase the complexity as well for the negative data. For example, it says moderate. Right now, the negative test data is moderate. Okay, format violations. So we want aggressive, like proper injection in strings, like cross-site scripting, some SQL injection, also security testing. Also, if I really want to do that, now I'm going to select this particular option and click on save settings. Now you see this, I'm going to click on this particular negative icon once again, and then observe the pattern here. See this, it's entering some invalid email ID and all those things, and telephone number it's entering like this. Keep adding it. See this. After some time, it will start adding the constructor also return this. This is a JavaScript that I'm entering here. Maybe because I'm trying to violate this particular last name and then try to steal something from the, when I click on submit button or click on continue button. So this is your cross-site scripting. You can also inject it here like this. Keep adding it here. See this. Again, the first name. These are the standard patterns generally we use in the security testing to hack the data, or you can say to hack the application, or to steal some information, or this is part of your security testing as well here. You see that, okay, again, a cross-site scripting with the script tag that I'm writing it here. It means whenever I click on continue, In that case, let's see if it is allowed. It is allowing me to, accept this particular first name with this particular JavaScript. See, this is a JavaScript. Is generate a cross-site scripting alert. Then in that case, it means I'm trying to pollute the data. I'm trying to pollute my database also, and then it might impact your UI as well in that case. Right after that, you can just simply copy this, and then you can just simply come back here and then see what kind of data it is entering here. So this is helping me a lot to create the negative data here. Keep checking it here. See, drop table, a database SQL query is it is writing it here. And again, you copy this and you check that, okay, this is the data. It is being used here. Telephone number is all this. Invalid email, drop table users. So this is again security testing. What if there is a user table behind this application? That click on continue and it will try to drop the table in the database. Could be possible. So these are the part of my security test data and doing the security testing here directly here. Just keep adding it. It will always give you some nice cross-site scripting and some negative data here. See, drop table phones, drop table users, like that. Keep adding it here. See, one more cross scripting that we have added over here. So see, long password that I'm entering, long confirm password also that I'm entering it here. So this is giving me the test data here. Copy this, go to your Jira ticket, and then raise it over there with this particular negative data, and then check what kind of error we are getting. Are we able to submit? Then it's a bug. Are we not able to submit? Then it's not a bug, right? So just keep checking it with the negative data here like that. See this email. See, this is a directory path that we are using it over here. It means what if I'm trying to steal the password of this particular email ID of this particular user? Maybe something like this, right? In that case, if these kind of handling is not done in your application, then it might be a problem in your application. It will be a security bug or a functional bug in this application. So then in that case, we can always take this data and experiment my application is working fine or not. There are other extensions or other Chrome extensions are available. What you have to do there, you have to right click on it and then you have to enter the value, right click on it and then enter the value, right click and enter the value. No, here just simple click on it. And every time it will generate a very nice negative data here. And then every time you can just copy from here. You want to close this, you can close it also. Same thing for the positive data also. See this nice positive data every time, a unique email ID, unique telephone number, first name, last name, it is actually entering it here without any problem. And then every time it is generating a new random email ID or random name or random first name. You can check on other application also. For example, let's try to do a better application, more a complex application. For example, let's see, I'll go to classiccrmpro.com. Right. And this application is having iframe, and inside the iframe the data is available or text field is actually available. Let's see, is it really interacting with the iframe based elements also or not? So I'll do one thing. I go to the contacts. Okay, see this is a contact and click on new contact. And in this particular new contact, it's a big field is available and chances are very high we should do a proper negative testing for each and every text field. The more and more text field that you are having, then more test cases that you have to execute, more data test data that you have to prepare here for filling the data. So now in that case, I'm going to inspect it again. And let's see, I'll go to the Locator Labs and let's first try with the positive data here. Okay, so see this is the thing. And then I'm going to click on this positive data and see, I'll just fetch this data over here. Just simple check it here. And then you can check so beautifully generating the data here. This is what it is generating here. Email ID, phone number, fax, and all those things. You can change the phone number settings also. You can change the settings of the city and all those things from the setting that which city, India city or US city or Australia city, which phone number format that you want. You can just everything, you can change it from the settings over here. What is the complexity of the password? What kind of car that you want to enter? What kind of address? See, as an address, I have selected country as United States. I can select India also here, right? That also I can do it. And then again, let's see, fill this particular data now. See, Bangalore, Karnataka, India got selected here. In fact, in the text field also, a long text area also, it is generating a very nice positive paragraph here, which is like a positive data for me. And whenever I want to use, I simply copy this and then I can just simply use it as a test data here in my test case also. See this is a positive test case that we have written and positive data is that we have written. So it looks very professional when you write the test cases. It's not like, okay, yeah, my first name is generally what people they do. Okay, my first name is ABC and this is my test 1, 2, 3. No, write proper real-time kind of test data here, and then check your application. Same thing with the negative test also. Let's try to fill some negative data here. When you fill the negative data, you see that, okay, cross-site is scripting that I'm writing it here, right? It may be a big problem now in this application if I try to save this. So for example, let's see, the first name I'm writing it here. Let's see, classic CRM guys, they have handled this or not. And then I'm going to save it here. When I try to save it, let's see what happens. See, okay, see this cross-site scripting is coming. Now, don't you think it's a blocker for the user? Blocker for the user means that when I click on this, okay, why cross-site scripting pop-up is coming? Because in the text field, what I have entered, see, this is what I have entered in the text field. I'm generating one alert pop-up here in the first name. So moment I submit the form, click on save button. Because of that, this XS message is coming here. When I click on OK, see, now it's behaving like a blocker for me. Again, 3-4 times I have to click on it, and then the data is getting visible. And then again, it's coming like that. This is like so dangerous, right? Because this is not at all a good user experience. So this is a classic bug in this particular application. Also, you should go and check your application with this kind of data as well. Most of the people, they don't test these kind of things. This is how you have to break the system, break the application, break the text field and the form, that make sure that, okay, this data should be handled by the developer, maybe at the backend level or maybe at the UI level. Most importantly, because we are doing the UI testing, it should be handled by the UI form fields as well. There should be some JavaScript errors or JavaScript validation error messages that why are you writing this particular data? Please enter the right data. This kind of data should not be allowed here. So that's why we are doing a good negative testing here as well with the negative test data, right? What is negative testing? Negative testing means, see, again, then a moment I try to navigate to the context page, again, it's coming okay like that. So, right, so this is not at all user experience. This is a pure bug. We can say it here. This is like, I would say, functional plus security bug also. Tomorrow, anyone can write the SQL injection and try to steal the password from the database. Okay, let's see something like this. Select star from the password or select star from the user field or context table, right? Where first name is equal to this. I can easily fetch that if it is allowed here. These kind of testing you have to perform. See, once again, I'm writing the negative test data here. Let me just try. See, this once again is writing a cross-site scripting here. Some image JavaScript is trying to generate with the alert here, right? See, again, in the email is entering like this, a script and a script. So this kind of testing will help you to improve your application drastically, and then it will give a major impact. Okay, yes, this tester is testing the application with a different style. With proper testing, this guy is doing it, right? So it doesn't matter you're doing automation and all those things. You can use this data for the automation point of view also in your positive and negative test cases, in the test cases and the automation. Plus manual testing, if you're doing it, obviously, you can find n number of bugs because of that. Okay. Now, after that, use this data, check how exactly your application is behaving. This data you copy paste in your Jira ticket when you raise a bug or something like this, and then after that, submit it and let them reply, let the developer reply what kind of testing, what kind of fixes they are going to provide or what kind of reason that they are going to provide for this kind of thing. This will give you a lot of knowledge about the system, how exactly system is working internally. Plus, it will give a lot of respect also for a tester that, okay, yeah, this tester is not doing only basic testing, but checking the proper negative test data also here, right? So start using it. It's super simple, absolutely free of cost, available on the Chrome browser. And then, okay, this will not only give you the test data, there are hundreds of features are available here. You can inspect any element also here in your test automation and get the right locator here. See, it will tell you, hey, there is a one iframe detected. So for knowledge point of view also, it's giving you, and then after that, ID, XPath, CSS, get by role, everything is coming here. Selenium locators also coming here. You can just use, see, automatically coming driver.find element, by.name, by.id, by.first name. By.id, by.name here. By.xpath is also coming. Table row is also coming. CS is also coming. The structure XPath is also coming. It's giving me the absolute XPath also with the warning. See that it's a fragile. Please don't use it. Right? So one single tool and having n number of features are available. You can generate the page object model also, page object classes also. If you're working with Cypress, Selenium, Playwright, WebDriver IO, Robot framework, you can generate the code easily. You can practice also here very well. So start using it. It's a one single tool, absolutely free of cost and designed for you guys, and then start using it. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's all for this video, guys.